Hey, how's it going, Juho Sprite? I'm trying to figure out. So I do multi-streaming on YouTube and on Twitch, and for some reason, Twitch isn't working anymore. And I don't know why. What I'm going to try to do is remove Twitch. And I'm gonna add Twitch again. See if that fixes it. Alright. Yeah, there's this software I'm using called Restream. I'm sure there's a bunch of other programs out there that let you do it, but yeah, I've been using Restream.io. So you basically stream. I think how it works is you stream to their server, and then their servers stream to YouTube and Twitch. So let's see if it works. But yeah, in the meantime, while it's loading up, let's see what we have left to do. I'm not sure if, I think Mixer still exists. Unfortunately, with Restream, they make you pay if you want to. Oh damn! It's still not working. They make you pay if you want to stream to multiple platforms. So yeah. Right now, I can only do 2, unless I pay like their monthly subscription. There might be other software out there that's even more free. But yeah, right now I'm just using Restream. I'm gonna try removing the category. I think we've had an issue ever since I added a category. I promise I'll get back into game dev once I figure this out. You know, let's just remove the category for now. What is strange though is I do see the saved video. Very strange. Whatever, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Alright, so yeah, we were working on the new lights that occur every time we enter a new room, but we do get a Stack Overflow issue here, and that's because as we iterate through each of these rooms, we're running like a bunch of functions over and over through each of these rooms, and I guess it's just too much for our CPU. So what we're gonna do instead is we'll just have the lights register after we enter each room. So we'll have it. What we could do is have it handle the room that we enter. And typically, it's always going to be the first room, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. unless we start adding like save points to the game, then I'll have to like look back at this code and see how we can fix it. But right now we're running this check first room function, which finds the first room, or we send a reference to our first room, and then it runs find adjacent room checkpoints, which is this, where is it? It's this right here. So we iterate through each of our checkpoints, and it checks for these like little raycasts here, and if any of these raycasts hit another checkpoint, like right here. So if this raycast hits this checkpoint here, we tell it to add a light to this room, or to this checkpoint here. The only issue is once we hit this checkpoint, we're telling it to run the same function in this room. So then it checks this checkpoint here and says, hey, let's add a light here, let's check this room, and then so on, and then we just keep going and going until we reach the end. What we'll do instead is whenever the player enters this room, we'll run that function, and maybe we could also have it run the next room. We'll see what happens if we don't run the next room, if there's any like lag between registering each of the rooms. If there's no lag or like no delay, we won't worry about it. I just deleted my Steam account recently. I'm just gonna sign up again to Wishlist Afterlife. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Why'd you delete your Steam account? We're actually going to be doing a rebrand. I'm going to change Afterlife to a different name pretty soon. It's going to be, what I'm thinking right now, it's going to be Afterworld. So, find adjacent rooms. We're still going to want to use find adjacent rooms, but we're going to have, we're not going to have our world run it anymore. So let's comment this out. For now, yeah, let's just comment it out. I have to reinstall GitHub desktop. So we do have room entered. We could run this in room entered. Let's see something. Seems like we actually never run room entered. No, we do. Alright, so we just need to make sure room entered is only ran once. Let's see here. Yeah, I think room entered actually. Yeah, room entered repeats itself after we collide with each of these rooms. So we need to make sure room entered is actually only ran once. Let's grab. For switcher indoors get children. Connect player entered with self. Switcher connect player entered with self. Oh, this is for our room. We run room entered. Okay. So, objects. So there is some redundancy with our code here, and that's that we're always processing a room every time we enter a new checkpoint, which has been relatively good, but it's been good for debugging. But there's one issue, and that issue at the moment is that we're always running the same, or like switching room code whenever we're in the same room. Which is not ideal. We should have like an if statement checking what our current room is, and if that room changed, then we want to run other code, and that other code would be something like, adding these lights here. So let me think. I mean, what we could do is we could still iterate through each of these objects, and we can see if it already has these children in them, or like where is it here? We can check if it already has a end of room light. If it does, we won't do anything. I think that's probably what we'd want to do. We could also run this after we die in a room, so we could run it once in we do have a current room. What we could do is check if the current room is still the same. If it is the same, we won't run any of that code. I think that's probably what we're gonna do. So, and we'll instead we'll have where is it? Our room switcher for check adjacent rooms. But we'll keep this the way it is. But I think what we're gonna want to do is we do have this on area enter. We could run it here. I might just do it here. So what we could do is on, let's try this out. Let's just make sure our area monitors everything. Yeah, monitoring and monitorable. Okay, so if area dot get parent dot get we'll say is we'll have its room. We'll have this area grab its parent. We'll say current room. Oh wait, actually we want to make sure if current room level manager that current room. I don't know if we should be doing it this way. It's not ideal. Get parent would give us our room here. We'll try it out. I definitely need to change this up eventually. If level manager.current room is equal to get parent, we'll have level manager current room find adjacent room checkpoints. Okay. And then what we'll want to do we want to make sure we get rid of this. The type node.getParent.getParent.find adjacent room checkpoints. We're not going to run this anymore. Let's see if this works. Okay, so wait, before we do this, right now we're getting it on both sides because we haven't registered these rooms yet. But also, it should have drawn one here, which it didn't. And the reason why at the oh, what the hell? So we got one over here. We got one there. Very strange. Here, let's restart the world. Main scene here. Now we're just going to full screen this. Alright, so we got the first room. We enter, yep. Now it seems like it's working fine. And what happens if we die in this room? Alright, so if we die in this room, it restarts. Whoa, whoa. And another issue that seems to another issue that seems to arise is that creating multiple copies of that light switch into the world. So we'll have to fix that. Let's just see what happens as we go forward. Like, I know right now it's looking decent, but there's a couple of bugs we need to fix. Alright, yeah, so it seems it does work fine here. It's just when we die that it becomes an issue. And if we were to go here, then go here, if we were to restart in a room, it's fine. Or if we hit another checkpoint, then it comes back. So that's weird. Let's see what we're doing wrong here. Getting the current room is not enough. Actually, what we should be doing here is saying if it's not equal, then we find the current adjacent rooms. Does that make sense? It really depends on when we're updating this. So let's see where we're setting current room. Level manager.current room. Files. Level manager. Level manager.current room is equal to current room. And this happens when we process a room. So this happens when we enter a room. Not only when we enter a room, but also when we hit a checkbox. So I think technically we could just run it here. What we could do, since we're updating it here, this is in our world function. Damn, I really need to clean up all of this code. I wonder if we should just rewrite everything here. We should have some better structure. How long am I streaming? I might have a call at 3 o'clock today. So in less than 45 minutes, 43 minutes, I might have a call with someone. I'm going to check if they still want to talk. If they don't, I'll keep streaming. Hopefully, we'll see. I might get frustrated with what we need to do here. I should also download GitHub Desktop right now. Alright, so let's try to figure out... I'm going to try to figure out how to do this without rewriting all of this room code. We have to run it once per... Wait, let's see here. So we won't. One thing we need to do to like remove our checkpoints from like adding multiple lights to each of these checkpoints is we need to make sure. I think we already have a variable for that. Room is adjacent. I don't think we actually have anything for it yet. Check for adjacent room. If temp node. Let's see. We do have this room is adjacent, but that doesn't mean anything. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to add another variable and say has light node, or what should we call this? We'll say that. Yeah, for sure. If I'm gone, yeah, we could just save it for another time. But yeah, we'll see. I'll see you around. And feel free to send me a DM or anything like that on Discord if you want. I think I have like my links in the description. So let's see. Yeah, we'll put it here. So yeah, that should get rid of the repeating lights. The only issue is that, wait, now we're not getting it at all. Let's see something. Has room adjacent light is equal to false. This should work. Alright, now it should work properly. We have the light here. It's always going to spawn, and then if we... Oh, wait, what? Okay. For some reason, it didn't spawn in this room when we... Let's see what happens if we die. Level manager.currentroom.find. So, I mean, we could just grab the parent, or we're just not updating find adjacent rooms or current room all the time, especially when we enter this room. So, we could either run this somewhere else, or we could just say get parent. Well, let's just do get parent for now. Okay, so another issue that we see here is that every time we enter a new room, we get another light over here. So if elif adjacent room left is colliding, okay, so what we need to do here is in our if statements, we also need to make sure that we already handled this, but we also want to make sure that this room doesn't have an adjacent light. So we'll say here is if temp node.getParent.get has room adjacent is already true. This should be false already, but here, let's try this. Put this in here. I don't see why this would make a difference, but let's try it anyway. Yeah, okay. So it seems to happen when we enter, when we're in the same room, we're running this code, and our room switcher is saying that adjacent room raycast.left is colliding. And temp node is equal to raycast.getCollider.getParent. Temp node.getParent.has room adjacent light. If this is false, the thing is, it should be true. take care of code source? What do you mean? Hmm. I really don't know why this would be false. Could this be compiled to Linux? Yeah. It could be ran on Linux, Windows. I mean, technically even console. I mean, there might be some issues exporting to console. I've never tried it, but Windows, Linux, and Mac work fine. Am I Muslim? No, I'm not Muslim. I have read a little bit of the Quran, though. So the only thing that possibly could be happening here is maybe we're resetting some of these values here, but there's really no way for that to happen, or at least from what I remember. I don't remember ever resetting any of these variables. Honestly, I feel like I should just rewrite all of this. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. Morocco. I have a friend. He's not Morocco. Oh, he's Moroccan, but he's not from Morocco. Could this also compile on open a Linux distro for Android console? Nice dialogue system. I'm not sure. So I've only had it run on Ubuntu, so I don't know if that's what is that, Debian? I don't know if it's gonna work on what's that other one, Fedora, whatever, or I mean all the other types of distributions. I'm not too familiar with Linux. But we could try it out eventually. Basically, all exporting. I don't really handle much of the exporting. I mean, if I just go into project and export, they give me all of the options here. So Afterlife runnable, you can. Right now, it's actually not showing Linux. Usually, it does. I think Oh yeah, over here. So here is the Linux option, iOS, Android, HTML5. So I guess this would answer your question, Linux slash X11. You want to make your own cart game? Um, have you done game dev before? And Jordan, your English seems fine, at least from everything that you've tried to say so far. So, man, this is kind of hard. I don't really know if we should rewrite all of this here. I want to make my own. So there might be. I mean, if you want to use Godot, I think Godot would be a good. I mean, I'm kind of biased because I only use Godot. There are a bunch of engines out there, but I think you could easily make a cart game in Godot. And there are a bunch of templates out there. I don't know if there's a cart. There might be some sort of racing game template. I can even look that up for you right now. There's a lot of like open source projects for Godot. Godot racing game. So there is a Godot car tutorial on YouTube. Let me see if he sends the. He doesn't have the source code, but I mean, if you are relatively new to programming or new to game dev, it wouldn't hurt to watch a YouTube video and like follow along. That's how I learned. So temp node get collider get parent. Oh, I want to check if raycasts do raycasts detect each other.